you were here. You got up off the floor a couple of days ago, crawled into the studio, got up onto the evolved and onto the chair because you had given me permission.
Yes.
For a public service activity to go with the Seattle Police Department, to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning to smoke a tremendous amount of weed, and then to be able to be tested throughout the day until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they would be testing myself and a few other volunteers, either drinking alcohol or smoking pot. And it was all for DUI. So the cops learned to be able to do, sobriety tests for people. Mm-hmm. And I said, yes, I'll do it. Okay. But then we just wanted to run it by people.
Yeah.
And then Joe calls me on Saturday or whatever the day was.
Friday.
Yeah. And he's like, they're shooting it down.
Yeah. So we actually share the same boss. His name is Brian Buckaloo. He used to work with, and occasionally what Brian and I will do is kind of a good cop, bad cop routine, and he's very graciously allows me to be the good cop, but then it turns out he has to be the bad cop. And that is...
I'm lost. Hold on. So there's two of you. One of you's the good cop.
That's right.
So
that's right.
One is offering cigarettes and the other one is wanting a confession. Those are the good cop, bad cop stuff.
Actually, it is a confusing metaphor when in this instance.
So then all of a sudden, one of you turned into the bad cop?
Yeah. So this, you asked me, and I for the benefit of the community, I did say yes.
Right.
And then Brian heard about it and got to thinking perhaps the company wouldn't be so happy with.
So did it ever make it to the third level?
I don't think so. I think Brian intervened to make sure that it never did.
Well, and he had, by the way, he was all for it at one point, but then had some sort of epiphany while brushing his teeth, and somehow that was an important part of the story where he said, I can't, when they inevitably asked me if I signed off on this, my answer cannot be
You know what?
yes.
I'm going back to what I've always tried to live by. Ask for forgiveness. Always forgiveness, never permission. So here's what you've taught us.
Yeah.
To tell you nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? You will never be invited back here again. We're going to make sure you don't listen. No, but that doesn't happen anyway. We don't have to do much there. But no, you basically what management has done, they've taught us a very valuable lesson. Just do this crap without asking anybody because this would have been great. Thank you. It would have been great radio.
I have to admit, I don't think anybody disagrees that it would have been good content.
Yes.
I think our parent company likes to think of themselves as kind of a Disney-style entity where there's certain types of content that, although might be good and is we think should exist, perhaps we won't be making. That's how they would frame it. I don't know if that's helpful.
Because here's where the other thing comes to mind and to light at this point. What it really is about you two. You and Brian all of a sudden going, oh, good. They did what?
Yeah.
And then management calls up and then they go, were you not aware of this? And then they're like, well, we didn't really, the two of you are crapping your pants. And then you come in, and then I get a call in, and then they're like, this looks really bad for me.
Yeah.
Which is going to come down to you guys. This looks really bad that we weren't aware that you were doing this. So it's all about you. It's not about the public. How many people will need to be pulled over? How many police officers will not have the ability to tell if somebody has smoked their body weight or not? And both of you, this is on your heads.
Yes.
This is on their heads.
Yes.
No one's safe for the next
lives are in danger.
for the 60 years.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I won't be able to sleep at night, just like that song.
That's right.
All right. Well, that honestly, that is the lesson learned.
Yeah,
that I should have told you. And let's just say, hypothetically, if we hadn't told you, chances of anybody in management or
finding out
slim to none.
Yeah.
Well, so I am curious how this is.
Because see the light says on air. That should tell you it's going out. Go ahead.
Have you gotten into trouble on the other end in terms of you said yes to this and now you have to back out? Are they upset at you?
Oh yeah.
What did Dave the cop say?
No, he's not involved.
Oh,
he's not involved.
Okay.
Sorry, cannot participate. The boss told me that the owners of the radio station wouldn't be happy with me talking about this. I wish I had nothing better to do, like my friends that are going to be doing this. But apparently, I can't. I'm still employed. The last time I checked, and then the person wrote back, "Okay, thanks for letting me know."
Okay.
So I don't know how they're going to replace me.
Yeah, wow. I know you're irreplaceable.
Spike volunteered his wife, by the way.
Oh, I would have loved to have done it because I'll tell you something. Just letting it rip like that.
Really?
Oh my God! Because I always think I'm funny. When I'm high, but then I would have documentation, and then I'd be go compare and contrast. Be like, guess you had to be there.
I'm kind of fascinated whether or not you're involved or not. Just the fact that a common paranoia, when my understanding, a common paranoia when people consume marijuana is that like people are cops.
Yeah.
But in this instance, you are intentionally doing it around cops. So what is the paranoia?
I don't know. You're in the room. You're in the room, and this is something they do. They put out the word for volunteers. I guess they don't make it public. When I'll be showing up to go do this. I think they don't provide the alcohol, but normally the police officers' wives or the husbands of the female police officers will go in. That they kind of keep it close to the family. Why Patrick, our former producer, who really made something of himself, who's a police officer, he's the one that contacted us, and I'm not quite sure why he felt the need to call me, but. So here we have to turn it down. So I'm sure all the stuff that would have happened, the mayor, an award,
the Peabody,
thereby, whereas, thereby, something else, an award. All right, well that's fine. Again, the lesson learned is
ask for forgiveness, not permission.
All right.
And now you know.
We'll keep you out
the
of it.
rest of the story.
We'll keep you out of it. And in the meantime, take us out. Take us out. What?
Oh, yeah.
So what?
Do we get to hear the song again?
So what?
So what? We get drunk.
They put the drunken.
We don't sleep. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees.
There we go. That's true. We don't care.
We go out.
We go out.
That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.